How's it going, everybody? I'm Lewis, and we've got a new update from the old school RuneScape team. This is Last Man Standing and Quality of Life. This week they've made changes to Last Man Standing to really try and improve it. You can now enter casual games with only 24 people in the lobby. The Dragon Warhammer has been added to the loot chest drop table, and Dragon Claws have been added to the Bloody Key drop table. Introducing the Dragon Warhammer and the Dragon Claws is definitely going to be interesting because they're quite high tier weapons, especially when we compare it to what else is available. Although I'm not keen on the fact that they're adding the Dragon Claws to Last Man Standing when it's yet to pass its poll to come into the game. Of course, all of this is really in preparation for the high stakes weekend. It's going to be starting midday on Friday, and it's going to last until midday Monday, allowing you to participate in a 1 million buy-in with a prize of 15 million coins if you're first, 5 million if you're second, and free entries if you're third to fifth. This should be quite interesting. I imagine there'll be some interesting streams coming out of this, and a lot of people engaging with the minigame, which I believe is not massively popular at the moment, so hopefully these interesting weekends will improve that. Next, the stash unit list. In Watson's house on Zaya, there's a notice board that displays the status of your stash units. It will show whether or not a stash unit has been built, and whether or not it contains any items. With a large list of stash units, you can flick between easy, medium, hard, elite and master clues just to make it easier to find out which ones you're doing and which ones you're looking for. This should definitely help if you want to build up and fill all of your stash units as quickly as possible. Next, the Winter Todd reward trading. Ignesia will now accept the following items in exchange for a Winter Todd supply crate: the Pyromancer hood, the Pyromancer top, the Pyromancer legs, the Pyromancer gloves, the Pyromancer boots, the Bruma torch, and an uncharged Tomb of Fire. When you trade in these items, you'll get a single roll on a supply crate drop table, and you cannot receive the pet, burnt pages, or any of the items that you used to get this box. If you manage to exchange the full set of the Pyromancer, then Ignesia will give you 5 rolls on the supply drop table, meaning that you're encouraged to try and get the full set, and then get some more rolls. That's a fairly interesting way of getting rid of some of these items. I imagine there are some players that just get multiple of them, and it's quite annoying if that happens, if you're trying to get some money at least. And this new way of getting supply crate drop tables will be nice just to get rid of those items, and get a little bit of money from it. Moving on to the loot drop notification. You can now customize how you see loot drop notifications. In the gameplay options menu, you can go to the notifications tab. From there you must decide the minimum value that you want to see a drop, and if you want to actually see drops at all. So this means if you're fighting a monster and you get a drop of say 10,000 and your limit was 10,000, then you'll see a message in the chat box that said you got that valuable drop. This should be quite nice for people that are doing PVM and trying to look out for the high value drops that they get. In other news this week, we've got a couple of small updates and bug fixes. Deadman Season 3 has reached its conclusion. The Deadman Season of Worlds have been reverted to standard old school RuneScape worlds. It's now possible to take the Pyromancer equipment to Entrana. Purdue has been moved to a more convenient location in PvP and Bounty Hunter Worlds. The range attack bonus of the Heavy Ballista has been increased to 110, which is interesting because I'd usually feel that that sort of change will be discussed with the community beforehand, unless that was from a really old poll, because I can't fully remember it. The Imbued Ring of Wealth can now be charged with teleports. The rate at which you catch sandworms has now been increased. The Flax Keeper will now exchange certain flaxes for certain bowstrings instead of giving you free flax for the Kandaren Achievement Diary rewards. And the Halloween music, log on screen, and death animation have been removed, and the Halloween event remains available for the time being, because they quite like it, and I believe there's some discussions to make it either a quest or a mini quest. But that's definitely going to be going to a poll, so we'll probably hear a bit more about that soon. And the final bug fix is that they've improved blocking in the catacombs to keep the monsters wandering into other zones. Fairly basic update this week. Hopefully the high stakes weekend for Last Man Standing will help encourage people getting into that game. I think the stash unit list will be quite useful for people doing clue scrolls. I think I'll definitely use that sooner or later. And everything else seems quite simple but very nice to have in game. If you want to discuss this update, please go on the forums or do so in my comments below. If you want to watch my video on the rest of this month's updates, please click here for November, the month ahead post. And if you want to watch my video on the latest old school RuneScape developer blog, please click here for raid rewards updated. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the old school RuneScape updates, dev blogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.